Have you ever noticed the moment you try to sing with more emotion, all of a sudden your jaw tightens or your tongue pulls back or it feels like your throat is closing? All of that makes a lot of sense and is a natural response. It's not a technique issue, it's a nervous system response. And it's incredibly common, especially when the song means something to you. We've all been through it, and there's a way to overcome that. In this video, I'm going to show you why emotion so often creates tension and how to express emotion without losing control of your jaw or your throat or your voice. Often we as singers feel like emotion requires tension. And when we create that tension in our body doesn't know that we're doing it for performative effect. Our body doesn't know that we're trying to make the audience feel what we're feeling. Our body is feeling the thing that we are trying to express or portray the feeling of, but it's truly feeling it inside. And so your nervous system responds accordingly. It makes complete sense that your nervous system thinks something is up, and so we're going to start doing all the systemic things that we do to prepare for whatever you're going through. Because your nervous system doesn't know it's an audience, and your nervous system doesn't know it's a show, and I'm just performing. Then it starts doing the things it does as a very real and natural response to the tension you're creating inside due to the emotions you're feeling. What the body is doing is preparing for survival, not singing. Essentially, your body is preparing for danger, and your voice just happens to be in the way. So often your jaw will clench up as a means of control, your tongue will start to pull back, and your throat will close, again to protect yourself, and your breath will get shallow. That shallow breath is meant to help you run or do whatever you need to do to flee from this danger that your body now thinks you're in. And as a singer, you know that a shallow breath is going to ruin your ability to control your voice and to hold the voice and to sing out and resonate. A clenched jaw also will keep you from resonating and will also create more tension. The pulled back tongue will change even the tone of your voice. I have a whole video about that. So all these things your body's doing to survive and to protect you are actually going completely against what you need to sing. So basically, just so you know, these aren't bad habits. This is not bad technique. This is your body responding accordingly in a protective measure, and your nervous system doing what your nervous system is supposed to do. When you're doing that trying to feel, you're putting more load on your nervous system. And when your nervous system is overloaded, it gets guarded. And when your body starts guarding itself, your voice loses control. Think of when you're actually having a very emotional moment. How much control do you have over your voice in those moments? How often does your voice betray you in those moments, even when you're trying to show strength and your voice starts doing its thing that says, I'm not okay? That is because your body is having a natural and real nervous system response to a very natural and real emotion. Emotion doesn't actually live in your jaw and throat, but tension does. In my own lived experience, when I've been performing, I remember a time where I realized I was singing a song by an iconic singer harder than they did. It was a soul song. There was absolutely no reason that I would be singing her music harder than she does. And it was because I was trying to be emotional and trying to give into the emotion and make sure the audience felt that emotion. But when I listened to myself, and even when I felt the fatigue that happened shortly after, I realized, well, that's not how hard she sings it. She still is able to get across that emotion and that feeling without also physicalizing it that way, without overproducing and overpushing and muscling everything. And I realized it's because there is already a connection that she had to the song and a connection to the way she produces her sound that was healthy. The singer wasn't calmer because she felt it less. Her body was calmer because it wasn't activating her nervous system response. She was calmer because her nervous system wasn't trying to do the storytelling for her. And so often we activate our nervous system because we think that the audience needs to empathize with what we're going through, that they need to actually feel what I'm feeling. And so in order for them to feel what I'm feeling, I need to be feeling what I'm feeling. It's not enough to just portray it. I need to be going through it. We don't need to do that. And also our voices don't do well under that kind of duress. That's when we get into hot water because emotion is communicated, but tension is experienced. So it makes sense that if you're trying to literally make the audience feel what I'm feeling, you're going to create tension. When in fact, you just want to portray it so that they see and believe what you're feeling. And that comes from good communication and great storytelling. Your voice needs space to tell the story, not the pressure to prove it. There are so many techniques to being able to express emotion without feeling it, especially as an actor. But just as a storyteller, you want to make sure that you know how to do these things. We use phrasing, we use consonants, we'll use space, literal quiet. The effect of a good rest or a good dramatic pause is so effective that you don't need to use all this energy and physical, again, duress and tension to get that across. So much can be done in simply pausing. That takes no tension at all. And for those of you who are actors, you know how affecting it is when you see someone who is literally holding back. The expression of the emotion is the fact that they're not blowing up. It's just restraint that reads as incredible emotion. I want to give you 3 grounding techniques that you can consider when you are trying to express emotion without bringing in that tension. Number 1, lower the emotional volume. You don't need to max out to be believable. Number 2, let the body stay boring. The drama is in the story, not in your muscles. And number 3, trust the listener. They fill in a lot more than you think. And as people who have been in the audience, I think you actually have probably experienced that as well. Overall, when your body feels safe, your voice is allowed to be expressive. Think about warming up. The best way to have all the access to all the places in your voice easily is to warm up your voice before you sing or before you speak. And part of what gives you that freedom is the safety. Now that you know that you won't wreck yourself going to the highest part of your voice or the lowest part of your voice, you have all the freedom to express yourself fully and emotionally. Most singers don't know what their jaw or tongue or breath do under an emotional load. They essentially just guess and just go for it. And I have a vocal assessment that I offer that will allow you to figure those things out. In our voice blueprint session, we will figure out your patterns, figure out your triggers, and also figure out a way that you can express emotion without activating your nervous system and bringing in tension, especially if that has become something of a habit and possibly muscle memory at this point. So if you're looking for clarity with your voice, understanding what it is, why it's doing what it's doing, and then what direction you should go in to get better, hit those goals you have, and truly know the full expression and ability of your voice, that's what I have the voice blueprint sessions for. And reach out to me if you're interested. Clarity reduces tension faster than willpower. I absolutely understand as a musical theater performer, and I used to sing opera, and I gig, and all those things, how important it is for an audience to go on the journey with you. It's so important when we're storytellers that we feel like the audience actually believes what we're expressing and can come along with us as we express it, even possibly have empathy. But we want to make sure that we don't lose control to try to get to that goal. We want to make sure that we don't feel like we have to sacrifice technique and sacrifice our voices in order to be believable. All of those things are unnecessary. And none of those things make you wrong. All of those things make you human. So we have to figure out a way to almost rise above our humanity to be able to portray the expression of these emotions. You don't need to sacrifice your voice. You don't need to lose control. And you don't need to be entirely unemotional. Your job isn't to survive the song. It's to communicate it. Tell the story. I'm so happy to get to do this video, and I hope it has helped any of the rest of you who are also very emotional singers who have found that that emotion kind of gets in the way of your ability to actually sing. I am guilty, and it took me many years to finally get to the place where I understood, oh, I don't need to actually be going through it for the audience to believe that I'm going through it. I could just be a good storyteller, be a good actress, be a good communicator. And there are ways to do that with good technique and practice. Thank you all for coming by, and let me know if you've had any of your own journeys with being able to be emotional on stage. If you learned anything today, please let me know in the comments, and hope to see you in the next one. Happy singing! Bye! For what is this? What would be a good pose for this? Emotion? Oh, can I do it without the mic?